Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Elma, the Non-Tech Techie, and today I have the founder of Apper with me, Agrawal. But before I talk to Abhishek today, I just want to tell you first what I like about Apple because I've tried it. I actually created a game with it. If you are in my group, you probably have seen the link to the game somewhere. Yeah, it wasn't a very complete game. It took me 2 to 3 prompts to create that. But hey, it's really quite good for what I've already done, and I don't have any technical background at all. I cannot code at all. Everybody knows that. That's why I'm the non-tech techie. Okay, and today, so we have Abhishek, and first I'd like to introduce Abhishek in a way that if you don't know yet, you must. I'm sure you have heard of the app called Integrately, and it's one of the popular integration apps. So Abhishek is also the founder of that, and he's also the founder of Dreamwares and CompanyHub, which is a CRM. So he's a very seasoned founder, and I'm sure he's going to tell us more about himself. Um, when I asked him the question a bit later. But for now, if you are new to our channel, please kindly subscribe and like this video so that more people can see our videos. Now, what I am so excited about here is that you don't really need to have any technical knowledge to create your own SaaS, your own app, or your own games if you like to create games. Like I created the game, it's because my daughter likes games. So that's the reason why I did it. And I said, hey, I like this, I want to try this kind of use case because Abhishek told me I can create anything I want, and yes, it did. So it's really exciting for me and without the headaches of security, hosting, databases, the logins, or whatever it is that I really don't know about. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. And now let's go to Abhishek. Let's start talking to Abhishek. So, hi, Abhishek. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good and thanks for having me on the group.
Thank you too. Thank you too. And please kindly, I know I introduced you a little bit, and I'm really, really impressed with your background because Integrately is a very successful app. Okay, and this was like, wow, Apper from Integrately, this must be good. So, if you could tell us why you've created Apper and also maybe tell us a little bit more of your background because I know how successful you are, but I don't know a little bit before that. So, if you can tell us a little bit more of your background and why you created Apper.
Sure. We started Company Hub in 2014. Since then, we have been very focused on making it easy for non-techies to build their own apps by themselves. So we are primarily a no-code kind of company, which is now evolving into AI-powered no-code. Okay, as everyone knows, Integrity lets people build their own automations without any code. And our whole focus has been making it really easy and then also providing very good support. Because if someone gets stuck, they should have a live chat support available. Okay, so we actually started with Apple around 2.5 years back. That time AI was not so good, and we were building a no-code platform wherein you tell what app you need and AI will build it for you. But it was meant only for internal apps, like a CRM, a project management tool, those kinds of things. So the UI was not so flexible. But by the time we released it this year, AI had grown by leaps and bounds. And now we realize that AI can do a lot more. So why we have to restrict to just no code kind of tools? Why not give the power of vibe coding in the hands of non-techies? That's where we decided to pivot the product and bring it to the market in a way that you get the simplicity of no code but the power of vibe coding. So we use various tools like Lovable and all, and we realize that over there every piece is different, and all the non-techies struggle to join all the pieces. Like if you want to build your own startup, so Lovable is only focused on UI generation. Then you have Supabase, then you have strive, and then you need to do all the plumbing of everything. And so they say your initial product might take 20%, I mean, the 80% might be done in 20% time, but the rest 20% will take forever. So we decided to bring a single platform which solves all these problems and makes it easy for anyone to launch their own products, whether for their own needs or to make money from the market.
Yeah, and I think that is really cool because okay, so I also worked as marketing of one of the SaaS companies of an AI company, and the way that the technical guys talk, I don't understand anything at all. And then because I was in their Slack group, and okay, guys, I really don't understand anything. And they said, hey, it's time for you to pick this up. I said, I don't want to learn that because I'm focused on my job. That's your job, not mine. So, but this one is really interesting because I don't need to understand that anymore. But I could talk in my own language and actually create an app. And this is what's exciting. And all the infrastructure. So I know how complicated it is. You need to rent servers on AWS and stuff like that. It's just too complicated. And I said, oh, I could never do anything like this. But when Apple came, okay, now this would be a game changer. Now let's. But by the way, before we proceed the with the demo, or like Abby will show us later how he create apps with Apple. Can you actually give, because we are talking about today um, non-tech people creating SaaS products, right? So in the way becoming a founder. So it's actually becoming a founder is not only the technical, the business and the marketing is actually a lot of factors that are blended in together to become successful. And as a successful founder, what if you can give one piece of advice to anyone here who is aspiring to be a SaaS founder, what can you give them?
I would say focus on the market and the problem and build a solution for that. Tech, anyways, can be developed practical because there are so many developers. So, if the tech was the real problem in general, they would all be successful founders, right? But main thing is find a problem that is worth solving. That is the most important thing. Finding a good market and then the product market fit.
Right.
And for the product,
So,
now you have Apple.
sorry, I lost you a little bit on the last part on
Once
the
you have a
product
good
market fit.
market to build a product, you can use Apple.
Ah, yes, exactly. So, but your tip is very important. Like, hey, find a problem that needs to be solved, then create a solution to that problem, and then use Apple to create that solution. That's really, really good. Okay, so shall we start with the demo? I'll share your screen.
Sure.
All right, so we can see your screen now.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So this, it's just like a chat. You simply give what app you want to build. It builds, and then you can keep asking for changes. Like here, I gave a simple prompt that I want a client project tracker app for freelancers. And what I want to do is I want to track clients, projects, tasks, and invoices. So I gave a simple description over here. Usually to create this description, we use ChatGPT or Claude, whatever. So we give a simple requirement over there and it expands and gives a proper requirement. Okay. And that you can give to Apple. Even if you don't give a detailed one, Apple will do it itself. But I prefer giving a more detailed one. So just based on this requirement, this app was created. As you can see, Apple was smart enough to build the whole thing based on just this much requirement. Okay, but then certain parts might not be functional at this point. Like if I click on this, nothing is happening. If I click on this, nothing is happening. So then I need to give further instructions to Apple about the changes that I need, and it keeps building that. So here you see it created an app It also gave suggestion of next steps that I could take. Okay, but then I said, okay, on the client screen, on click of add client button, open a model to create new client. Okay, so in the first version, this button was not functional. When I gave this, it created a new version. So I can go to any previous version and see it from here. Every time I make a change, a version is created. Okay, I'll show you. Once it was done, then I said, okay, add client detail pages. Yeah, so this was the second version. This was created with the notes and other things automatically, smartly done by Apple. Then I said, okay, add. I want to see a detailed client info with all these things. I gave this thing, so it built the next version. Like this, I can keep giving my requirements, and it will keep building the app. And anytime if something goes wrong, if you want, you can jump back to the previous version also. Yeah, so this was the second version in which so like it created this page for the client which shows the project, total projects, active projects, revenue, this kind of thing. So like this we have to just keep telling and it builds. So this is like the latest version. It might get some errors in between. So usually it tries to automatically fix it itself. Here it failed, so it is automatically trying to fix it. Sometimes if it is not able to fix, you usually get a fix it button. Clicking that, again it tries to fix it. Okay. Yeah, so this is the latest version in which I added things like, for example, if there's a task, I can do start stop. You see the timer is moving over here and the time is increasing, then I can stop. All I had to do is just tell in the chat and it was built by Apple. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So here there is no database involved, it's just building the UI. Now when you use other apps, you have to go through a long process. Here you can just click on connect database and it will connect the database for you. It will build everything. I'll give you another example of similar app over here. So this is a similar app in after clicking on connect database. So you see it has added a data tab over here. I can see all the tables, all the data from here. All my clients, all my projects, everything is visible over here. Okay, and then I can even do other things. Like for example, I can configure the login and sign up widget. Do I want Google or not? Do I want Facebook or not? What should be the primary color? Here you have everything can be done by just setup.
Abhishek, well, sorry, you have two screens, right? Do you?
Yes. So I've created one app and cloned
You
it
have
into
you
another
have
app.
you have to tell me when you switch screens because I can
Okay.
only show one screen at a time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
well, you were talking about something. Okay.
no. So I've already shared that screen. Like in this, you can
Yes,
see. You can set the
I know, but
password.
they cannot see the screen earlier. So now
Okay.
I. Okay.
So you can see you can set the password policy over here. Okay. What in how many
Oh,
days the password should expire. So everything can be just configured from here itself. You can bring your own Google account. Okay, and same way when you have users, we have permission, so you can control everything. Like for example, if you have client, okay, can they see their own records? Can they only see? Can they create? Can they modify? Every field also can be configured. Like the name field, is it only read and edit or read only or hidden? Everything is configurable. So it's designed for non-techies, yet giving them all the control. Okay, this is about general app, and then we are working towards providing billing also integrated. So you can create your own plans over here, like you see this one. So I created a plan, whether it has trial or not. What is the pricing structure, flat fee per user, that way. So you can configure things over here. You can have weekly, monthly, yearly, different plans you can create. Okay, so we can configure things over here, and so this way, whatever you want, you can set up from here. Even credits, so you can have usage based, recurring pricing. Now we are also working on other pricing models like marketplace, one time payment. So whatever it is, you'll be able to configure from here itself. So it's like Lovable meets Supabase meets Chargebee, but not just for recurring billing, but any kind of popular billing model. So everything can be controlled from here itself, and you have to do minimal code or worrying about joining all these pieces. Does that give you a good idea?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's the essence of the product.
Okay. So, what anything else that you'd like to talk about on this part of the screen?
This
On
one,
this
yeah. So we'll have different things, like you have your app setup, where, so for example, you can add your own domain over here. So it will be white label. People won't know that it's built using Apple. Here you set up the login and sign up and all. Then you have users. You'll be able to see your customers, how often they log in, what kind of storage they have used. If you have credit based system, how many credits they have used, changing their plan. Everything can be done from here. Okay, then you have profiles and permissions to control the access. Soon we are coming up with things like row level security. So again, you can control who can see what data, uploading files, uh, uh, what else, and proper subscriptions and everything. So in this month itself, you will have a lot more power to create. Yeah, even server side scripting we are bringing. So if you want to integrate an API, you can do it from here. Or if you want to build a chat related application, that can be done. So everything will be in one system, so you don't have to go to n number of different systems and join them. Okay, I think that's about it about the product. We can show later more as the questions come up.
Okay, so there are questions when questions come up. So I should hide your screen now, right?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, so let's do that. So let's start. There are some questions, of course. Let's start with this. Can it create multiple UI with one command and let users select the one which is more appropriate for the project?
So sorry, can you please repeat?
Can it create multiple UI with one command and let users select the one which is more appropriate for the project?
Yeah, so in that case, what people do is they will create, let's say, two or three different apps with the same prompt, see which one they like, and continue with that one and delete the others.
You mean in the same
Yeah, so
project, right?
no, so they'll create like two or three different projects with the exact same prompt, and they will choose which ones look and feel they like, and they will delete the others.
Um,
So let's say I want a CRM. So I create three different apps with the same prompt, and I pick the one which I like and delete the others.
I got it. Okay. So next, what LLM is used in Apple?
So we primarily use Claude 4 for this. But the thing is, if you what a lot of providers do is they directly use Claude 4, and it is very costly. So we use multiple LLMs like different models of Gemini and Claude, so that we can reduce the tokens that are eventually sent to Claude and thus cut down the cost. So when you use your own key, if you use another app, you'll probably pay more in terms of tokens. In Apple, you'll pay less.
Okay, that's good. And then Neer is asking, what kind of apps can you create with Apple?
Almost any kind of app.
Almost
I
any kind.
Yeah, not very heavy graphics, okay, but whatever browser-based apps that you usually see, they can mostly be created with Apple. Few
Bro-
apps cannot be created today, but within a month or so, as we release the missing pieces, then they can be created. But after a month or so, most of the types of apps can be created. Like in future, you'll also be able to create chat applications, your own AI chatbots, whatever. Typically, yeah, you can't create apps which would control the computer and those kinds of things. Apps that usually work within your browser, web apps that you typically call as, they can be created.
Okay. Okay, so now this is a question from Rana. Can I migrate an existing app?
No, because our system makes some assumption about what tech is used, how pieces are organized and all. So if you're bringing your own app, we won't have an idea. So currently, it doesn't support that. Hopefully in future, but not currently.
Okay. Now, can I choose where the app is hosted?
Yeah, so currently it's only US, but in near future we plan to support at least US and Europe, and you'll be able to choose where you want to host your app.
Is self-hosting possible?
Self-hosting is not possible because we are not the simplicity of Apple comes from a very powerful and huge backend which is giving all the services. It's not generated code, it's like we are providing it as a service and we are managing everything at our end. That's why the backend can't be self-hosted, but your application can be hosted, and behind the scene it will talk to our backend.
Oh, got it. So
So you
which
can say
one
that
can I
Dreamwear is
host?
not
Like,
self-hosted, app can be self-hosted.
all right. Is live chat support
Yes,
available?
yes, we have
Yes.
24 by 5 live chat support, and it's pretty
And
good.
they respond quite fast because I
Yeah,
encountered something and then I didn't know what I was doing. I reached out to support and I got a response within a few minutes. So it's really
yeah. So you can
fast.
check G2 reviews of Integrately. You'll see that our support is highly appreciated. So people come for ease of use and they stay for support. That's our story.
Can we use our code as base to rebuild an app?
So let's put it this way. You are free to transfer the application to your own GitHub repository. Okay, and once you have done that, you can use cursor, your own ID, anything to modify that code, and you can even use it complementary. So you are making some changes in Apple, and then some changes you are doing using your own ID. And even we have a code editor inbuilt. Let me quickly show you.
Which screen is that?
Yeah,
Okay, I can see now.
yeah. So as you see, we have a code editor here also. So you can modify yourself also, and you can modify in your own IDE also. So we do recommend. So because we do believe that at some point for advanced need, you might need tools like cursor and all to complement. So you are doing UI and those kinds of things over here. Certain complicated logic you might want to use a developer to help you with maybe. So you can do all that, and you still don't have to leave Apple.
Okay. Is there an integration with GitHub?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So next is, so you showed us earlier the CRM that you created. So Sujit is asking, where can he find videos of creating CRMs or customer portals?
Yeah, we don't have yet, but yeah, we'll start creating these kinds of videos soon.
And I believe you mentioned something to me before this, before we went live about an app planner.
Yeah, so we realized that many people, even our team actually, struggles to complete the app, because what happens is any such tool usually does not build the full app in one go. It will build the core and then you have to give incremental changes to it. Okay, so splitting the app into changes is tricky. So we are about to launch a new tool inside Apple called App Planner, in which you give your requirement. It will first elaborate it if you want, and then it will split it into chunks. And now you just need to copy and paste inside Apple, and your app will be built. So it's very easy. Like I myself using this technique now. When I can, while app is being modified, I do some other work. Once it is done, I quickly see whether it is proper. Again, copy paste and continue with my work. And I'm finding this experience very nice. So we are releasing this to everyone. So
Right. So I actually like that idea because the idea of, okay, creating an app and then, creating something, this works anywhere, whether you are creating a course or everything. You have this big idea, you split it into eatable chunks, easy to swallow, and then you feed it one by one, then just one whole lump of command to the AI. So it just makes sense. Now,
correct.
if so, I like the idea of these app upper planner.
Planner.
Planner. Okay, I don't know how to say it. Upper plan, because like for me, even as a non-techie, sometimes I don't understand the logic that is used by AI, and I believe that with this tool, the Upper Planner, it would help me uh, create better prompts, so that the app that I want really comes out.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, guys, today we have a giveaway of one founder's plan at the end of the live stream on either the best question asked or the best suggestion feedback that is useful for Apper. And if you ask your questions, you will be automatically in for the giveaway. And we will decide later after the live stream what is the best question, and I will look for who asked that question. Okay, so please ask your questions because it's very seldom that Abhishek goes live, and I'm very grateful and honored that he actually went live with us in our community. Okay, let's go next. Does it support integration with all AI models?
We are soon bringing server-side scripting, and then AI can write code for you. So when you want to integrate any whatever model you want to integrate, AI in general will be able to write code and connect with that AI model. So the answer is yes. But this will be like a couple of weeks from now.
A couple. Oh, speaking of stuff that are coming in a couple of weeks, a month from now, in this quarter, we will talk about the roadmap, and they have a very exciting roadmap. Abhishek will show you a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can users build custom plugins or components?
So we don't know a use case yet, because whatever you say AI will build. So I don't know if I'm assuming you are saying something like a marketplace where custom plugins or components can be sold. I don't know a proper use case, but yeah, we will be having a marketplace where people can share their apps and discover apps. That's surely on our roadmap. We haven't mentioned this, but we are very bullish on a marketplace. So it's like a win-win. You get other ready apps that you can use, and you can also sell your apps that you have built.
Okay. So here's a question from Phil. If ever you want to create another app, but we reach the limit number of apps we can create. Can we host these on our own?
Okay, so actually, this host, even if you host, the backend will continue to be there. I'll tell you why this concept is there. So, whenever you build an application, it's not just the UI. Unlike Lovable, we are providing all the backend for you. Whatever requests are coming, we have to pay for the infra. That's why this kind of limit is there. Okay, and if you see the number of the limit is pretty good. So the answer is even if you host, it will still be counted as an app unless it has no backend. If there is no backend, then yeah, you can host it and it won't be counted. You can just delete from here.
Okay. Is there a code export or custom code insertion feature?
Yes. So when you connect to your own GitHub, automatically your code is transferred to your GitHub. So it's export. And again for insertion, you can either just push to GitHub or we have the ID here also. You can write here also. So the answer is yes for both.
Right. And okay. And of course, we can also export data for backup, right?
Yes, the data
And
is owned by you and you can export all the data.
the IP, intellectual property, is also owned by
Yes. Yes, by
okay
the user who has
user.
created.
Okay, so we just want to make sure that hey, the intellectual property is also by the user. So
Yes.
after but by the way, do you have anything that you won't allow to be built with Apple?
We haven't thought in detail, but maybe we'll have to understand the rules and if there is any legality where we need to restrict. But as such, currently there is no such restriction.
Right. Because like I could imagine stuff that are gambling sites. You won't allow that, right?
Like I said, I'll have to check the rules and then I can comment.
Yeah. So just that's the thing that came into my mind. Hey, a gambling site. You should not allow that. And the reason I asked for this is one time I worked on a software that they had problems with AWS simply because one of their subscribers do not comply with the AWS um, terms and conditions. So I think you have to have a look at that. Um, be clear on what users cannot create.
Okay.
Right. Can it work without our own key?
Yes, you can buy credits from us and use that.
Right. And credits cost, you mentioned already to me earlier.
So, yeah, so 100 credits cost $20.
Right. And if you saw the CRM, the client portal that Abhishek showed us earlier, that that was 17 revisions. That means 17 credits.
Correct.
So each revision is one credit.
Yeah, and then once we connect database, some more changes might be needed. But usually 25 to 50 credits should be good for a decent application. When it is very complex, then it can take a lot more also. So it will all depend on complexity. I'll not claim that okay, these many credits are needed or are enough.
Can you create advanced high level apps or just simple ones?
You can create very advanced apps also because like I said earlier we were building a no code platform now, but over here coding is available. So you have coding on the front end also, we are releasing coding on the back end also, APIs are available. So technically there is no such limitation that certain thing can't be done in general.
Right. So it can do anything that you can visualize, almost
Yeah,
anything, but
mostly
make sure that
yes.
it's
Some
right.
things will be straightforward, some things might require little workaround, but most of the things usually should be possible.
But by the way, what I like about Apple is that when I tried to create an app, or so not I tried, when I created an app, that is no longer trying here. When I created an app, Apple actually gives me feedback that hey, uh, these are the suggested next steps.
Correct.
And
Correct.
that's what I like because I haven't seen these in other apps I tried, but Apple does that. So it gives you this, and if
Yeah.
there is a
Similarly,
problem, mhm, sorry, if there is a problem with whatever you did, and then the page won't load, it will give you an error on the preview, and all you have to do is click fix this, something like that.
correct.
So easy. Like, oh, that's how you fix bugs now. I don't have to call anyone. I just click a button. Okay. So is there a
Yes.
built-in version control?
Yes, we do have. Like I just showed that time. So every time you edit, a new version is created.
Right. And okay,
You
so
can see
you
it
can
from
see
here.
there. Yeah. And can you please show the drop down again, please?
Sure.
Because I want them to see that there are some versions that are grayed out. Okay.
Correct.
So
That's because an error came. So because an error came, you can't restore that version.
right. So if the version is grayed out, it means that that version cannot be shown.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it is also important for them to learn that, to know that Apple has this feature where not all the versions can be seen, but those that are successful can be seen, but those that are not, it's
Yes.
yeah,
The
grayed
data
out.
is encrypted at rest and in transit.
It's data encrypted at rest and in transit both. Okay. Next, does it support AI agent building natively?
Okay. So I'll say instead of saying whether it is supported or not, I'll put it this way: a better basic agents you will be able to create in Apple soon. Uh, for advanced version, you have two options. Either yes, you can code in Apple, but you can also do what you can also do is build your agent using any system like NA10 or any other system, and just call it from Apple. So you are because so you don't have to worry about code and you have more control. So it's like a visual agent that you have in NA10, and you're calling it from Apple. That's much easier for you to manage and build.
Okay.
But eventually, we will
Understand.
bring agent capabilities in integrately, and integrately features will be integrated in Apple. That time, you will be able to build agents natively. But that will be probably a few months down the line.
Okay. Can developers add custom tracking?
Yes, yes, they can do that. And we do have another thing in consideration, not finalized. Just like in segment, you can just toggle and on multiple analytics tool, and it adds those tools to your app. We are thinking probably we should have it similar. That be it GA or any other tool, we have the popular tools directly listed. You just toggle, turn them on, give your ID, and you have those analytics working.
Oh, that will be good because it's mid-end.
Correct. We have that under consideration. But yes, you can add your custom tracking tool.
And to add that, I have to ask Apple, hey, please add these Google
Yeah, so
Analytics.
probably you can just copy and tell the instruction directly in the chat, and it will add it.
Okay. Okay, are
Uh,
automation platforms like Zapier or N8N supported?
they will be. Rather, if you see tools like, I mean, all the other apps that are created, they are using Supabase, and Supabase does not provide you with an API. I have never seen an automation platform support super-based generated apps. But in our case, it will be supported for you also. And if you launch a SaaS using Apple, your customers will also get their own keys, and they will also be able to use tools like Zapier, N8N, or Integrately to talk to Apple. I mean, the app built by you.
Okay. Oh, speaking of that, can I actually write an API documentation so that my users know how to connect my app to whatever they want to connect it to?
Yeah, so probably you can just take once we show you the documentation, you will copy, and for what if you are building the website, you're also using Apple. You can just paste the details and say make the documentation for this, and it will generate.
Okay. Is multi-tenant SaaS support available?
Yes, Apple is the first such platform which will support multi-tenant SaaS.
Right. And does it support OAuth logins? Google,
Yes,
Facebook,
it already
Meta?
does. Yes, it already does.
Good, good. Can I
I think we
implement
have
using?
pretty smart users in the group who are covering all the areas in their questions.
Oh, they have to ask smart questions to win your license, right? Now that they are very interested on Apple. Okay, can I implement usage limits, credits, or promotional coupons with the
Yes.
SaaS
Again,
application?
this is something which is very difficult in the current tools which are available. In our case, we are bringing subscription management inbuilt into the app, and there we will have all this. So the answer is yes, with
Yes.
least
Okay.
amount of effort.
All right. So, do we
Yeah. So
see
we'll be
error
having a
logs?
dedicated page for error logs. So user activity and error logs mostly. What kind of error logs? But sorry, I was talking of activity. Phil, if you can clarify what kind of error logs you're looking for. If it is related to code, then yeah, we will be supporting that also. That when you are writing script on the server, if there are any errors, you can log them and see them.
All right. So, next per data, can you please? Oh, okay, it's not a question. Okay, can I build and monetize AI agents using Apper, and how is this process facilitated?
Yeah. So currently you cannot create the agents. In future you will be able to once we bring that into integrately. Okay. Currently you can build using N8N or any platform. Okay. And your whole app is actually built using Apper. So the user is logging in, seeing their data, entering data, all that within Apper. And from here your agent is called. And now you can, like I said for the previous question, we will support credit system and usage tracking. So you can log the usage and the credits in our system and accordingly allow whether an operation, I mean, whether they can continue using your agent or not. And from there you can monetize. So you can take recurring payments for your agents or you can have it credit based, anyhow you like.
Right. Are there features like audit logs or analytics dashboards to monitor application usage
Yes,
and performance?
yes, yes. This will be coming.
Yeah, we have to show the roadmap. Okay, can AI generate logic or just UI elements?
No, it generates the full logic.
Right, it's both the full logic and the UI elements that is created.
Yes, it generates everything. So currently it's generating on the UI, but it's not just UI elements, it's also the proper logic. Very soon, we will be also supporting server-side script, like I said. That will also be generated by AI. Your security rules will also be generated by AI. All those things AI will be doing. It's not just UI.
All right. This one I don't understand, but maybe you do. Does it support multi-step forms and wizards?
Yes, almost anything that your developers can do, Apple can do.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is an interesting question. We answered part of it earlier. When we create an app, do we own the rights to it? So yes to that. Can we sell
Yes.
our app?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Rakesh is answering a question about AI. Okay, let's.
I think if I take this question and answer, our FAQ is ready.
Yeah, actually, you
Almost
can
everything
use
is
this
covered.
video, repurpose this. You can download this from YouTube, repurpose this, and add it in your FAQs.
Yeah, everything is covered.
A lot of founders are using these as FAQ. As you know, they make these bite-sized clips of these live stream. You know what we do in the live stream. Can it handle advanced user flows like onboarding, upselling, and feature gating?
Yeah. So upselling and feature getting will be easy. Onboarding will be possible, but you'll probably require more effort or integrate an existing onboarding tool. So technically it's supported, but then you'll have to put in more effort. So I recommend using an external tool for onboarding, depending on how complex it is.
Is GraphQL supported or only REST
Currently only
API?
REST APIs.
And I don't even know what is GraphQL. Non-techie. So I'm not techie really. Okay, can users visually design data relationships and workflows without writing code?
Yeah, so workflows will be possible. We'll be basically integrately like builder inside Apple. Okay, so that the visual workflows will be coming for data relationships. It's even easier. Just like in Airtable and all, you just add the fields that you columns that you want. You just create the relationship between them. Same way you'll be able to do in Apple. So answer is yes, but it will be designed for non-techies. You won't see an ER diagram over there.
Right, because it's meant for me, non-techie. And actually, a lot of questions here I don't even understand anymore. Okay, next. Can technical users extend the Apple with their own logic APIs or scripts?
Yes. So Apple is a full-fledged platform. Like I said before, you can connect to your own GitHub, and then you can use Cursor or any tool to write the logic that you want, or you write on your own. That handles the UI part. For server side also we are bringing scripting. So that covers everything. And we ourselves will provide the API. If you still want additional services for APIs, you can use the scripts for same.
So, okay, so this is a bit of a long question. I have a scenario in mind. If we want to create GPT-like app where the app asks the end users 5 questions, and after receiving inputs, the app process it and gives the output in a format, is it possible?
Yes. Not today. Like I said, once we have the server side scripting, because the thing is, integrations require keys like ChatGPT key and OpenAI key or Claude key. So they should not be exposed on the UI. That's why you need server side scripting for these things. So in couple of weeks, we'll be coming out with that.
Okay. I'm sure this we have answered, but still we answer this. Does it come with a built-in backend, or do users need to connect external services like Supabase?
It comes with its own native backend, which has everything integrated. Your billing, authentication, database, security, everything.
Right, because actually, especially security is one of the most overlooked aspect of a lot of these app maker software.
Correct.
I don't know how to
Correct.
call
So
them.
instead of making you take the decisions or the risk, we are
Mhm.
trying to bring the best practices and provide a ready solution so that you can focus on what app you want to build, not how the front end and back end talk to each other, how security is taken care of. That's our headache.
Right. So, what have you done to manage hosting costs to the product so the product is sustainable?
Uh, the hosting cost is not huge that way. We have it reasonable. We are trying to balance, but we usually use only the most secure and trusted providers. Like most often we use AWS and Cloudflare because we also have to ensure about security and compliances. We already have some compliances like every year we go through the Google security audit, and soon we will be doing more audits. So we are trying to make sure that we don't compromise on the quality. But the cost is pretty manageable. The real cost is of AI and not of infra. Infra is still okay relatively.
Okay. Is there a plugin or
And by the
major
way, about
system?
sustainability, we use LTDs to get a lot of feedback and initial love, which helps us spread the word like we did for Integrately. We did the LTD once, From there, we became popular and we got a lot of recurring customers. So now we can make money from the recurring customers and we don't have to try and force LTD users to pay us. That's our philosophy. That use it to get the word of mouth outside.
Right, which is a good approach. Okay, it's, the next one is there a plugin or module system that allows developers to contribute and reuse advanced components?
Not currently.
Okay. And with one plan, can we create more than one app, or should we have multiple accounts to create multiple apps if
No,
each app is made for different use cases?
you can create multiple apps in a single account.
Um, I believe there is in a single account we have one public facing SaaS, right, for the founders plan or
Yeah,
the
that's
first
only for
plan.
public SaaS. Yeah, but for your private, you can make more.
Five I think is the number for
Five.
you,
Correct.
right? So just to let you know that those are the what's included in the founders plan. Next, is it possible to choose in which language you want to build product?
No, because we are providing the whole back end and front end in control. So front end is all React and Tailwind, and in back end, scripting is again using JavaScript. So tomorrow, even if you have to take an external help, they only need to know JavaScript, not n number of different systems.
Okay. For BYOK, we lose credits as well. Like, is deployment included in credits?
No, there is no separate charge for deployment, and you don't lose credits when you're using BYOK.
How many credits do you provide in trial period?
20 credits.
20. Actually, they have that's a forever free plan, right? At 20 credits.
Correct.
Right. So that plan does not expire. With that plan, you can create an app similar to what Abhishek showed us today, the CRM with the live portal and all that stuff. And that costed seven or that used 17 credits. And with the free forever plan that they have 20 AI credits in there. All right. Next is there's no hashtag today. If you want to do a hashtag, it's hashtag Apper. Okay. Next, does
Since the
integrating.
questions are so difficult, I think let's take this one as the winner, the hashtag one.
Oh no, I still have more questions. It's not fair. Does Integrately totally own Apper?
Yes. So the company is actually called CompanyHub. Integrately is one of our products, and Apple is another one.
And Dreamwares is like a
That's a
team of
separate
developers,
company.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dreamwares is a separate company. So Dreamwares is into services, and CompanyHub is into products. We have totally
Okay.
separate teams for the two.
Hmm, got it now. Because when I look at your website, like, oh, they also create software for others. Nice. So, but I didn't know that those are two separate companies. All I know that you have is you have four brands. Okay. Can we inject HTML codes from third-party software in an app in specific
Yes, you
pages?
can. And both ways. You either you can just tell AI to add, or you can just go and modify the code. Anyhow.
Again, of course, you can also delete codes if you want to. So you have total control. And can we embed the app in any other platform?
Uh, I'll have to see. If you can give me a proper use case of which platform and how you want to embed, then I can comment better.
Okay, so Titus, please come back to us with the platform. Thank you. And then from Pavan, yes, you can build full apps using just simple prompts, no code needed. Thank you. And from Vishnu, yeah, support for this is okay. I
Which
have
is
no
also
idea
my thing.
what Vishnu answered here. Okay, let's go.
I'm just going through the previous questions to see there are so many good questions. Which one can we pick as the winner? Very
Uh,
difficult.
it's really difficult. This
Yeah.
industry is going to be highly complex and competitive. How will you keep Apple above all? And what are the solid reasons to choose Apple over others? Because you have Bubble, you have um, actually you have a lot of these apps now.
Yeah,
Lovable, Bubble, yeah. So
very
how
good
can
question.
Apple?
Yeah, very good question. So the thing is, almost all the app builders that you currently have, they are only generating the UI, and they are totally dependent on Supabase for the backend. Now, suppose they want to provide a feature which Supabase does not provide. Now they are stuck. For example, we are coming up with powerful reporting, dashboards, natural language reporting, all those kinds of things. So you'll say, tell me the sales of last 3 months, and Apple will give you the answer. All this is, or we are coming up with inbuilt payment system, subscription management, and all. We can do all this because we own the backend. These guys are only creating the UI. Okay, so it's the full stack along with revenue generation. You can just research how much people are struggling to reach from building an app to taking it live or making money with it. There's a vast difference. I have not heard of a single success story that started making money and the app was built using a tool like Lovable. Why we are not hearing these stories? Okay, so we are trying to give everything in one system so that more and more people can bring their ideas to life and start making money from it. So it's this idea to revenue generation is what will separate us from the rest.
Okay, so here, I think this is an interesting. If we build an app, because I'm not a techie yet, this is also a question for me. Are the front end and back end constructed simultaneously?
Yes. So till the time you don't connect database, only front end is being built, like in the example that I showed. Once you connect the database, any change that you do, it will automatically modify the backend also, but it will take your confirmation before modifying. Like if it's creating a new table, it will ask you, okay, I'm creating this. Are you okay with it? Once you say yes, then it will create the backend and then modify the UI.
Okay, and what coding languages does Apple support?
So front end is React and Tailwind, backend is JavaScript. I mean, the scripting is in JavaScript.
For apps serving multiple customers, we
Okay, that's my colleague.
automatically. Oh, that's your colleague. Okay.
By the way, this is
How
the
do we
answer to
do-
the multi-tenant question that they were asking. We already have it
Right.
inbuilt.
Yes, and we also answered that question earlier. So, how many people are in your dev team for Apple?
So for Apple, we have close to 15-20 people
Okay.
because it's a huge product. So we have to do lots of things.
All right. Since the product is for non-techie, does the support help in
Yes,
troubleshooting problems?
yes, we try our
Yes,
best to do that.
we do. Okay. Can we use make an app that gives code to make other Okay, we use Apple that gives code to make other apps. An app providing code to make other apps even though the customer will deploy it themselves.
It can probably generate code because you can integrate an AI, but then deployment and everything, there are so many things beyond that I don't think practically this will be possible. So
Right. I
maybe you can do a tool which takes let's say to teach coding. It takes the puzzle and gives the code for that. So code generation is not an issue, but then deploying the code and everything, that's a very complex beast in itself.
right.
Otherwise, we would have used Lovable to build Apple.
And then I will build an Apple clone with Apple. Yeah, you should know already the logic of Apple behind it. Okay, so why should I create a different
But
app?
I
I
like
can
his
help
thinking.
you.
He's actually thinking in the right direction. It's meta, like Matrix.
Right. Okay. So we can use several AI keys, right? So what keys are supported, or what AI do you integrate in now?
Okay, so let me clarify one thing. In this case, we don't ask you to choose the model. that will be used for code generation. We use Claude 4 currently. As things change, we'll pick the best but reasonable model that we can. Okay. Now, if we only use Claude 4, it will be very costly in terms of token usage and hence cost. So we use multiple models of different providers to minimize how many tokens are eventually given to Claude. So Gemini and Anthropic both are used to achieve this. So that's why you need Gemini key if you're using BYOK. But your code is not actually generated by Gemini. Because in our tests, we didn't find Gemini to be that smart uh, with this. So we realized people will struggle a lot more. It will not give the kind of output that they needed. So we decided to stick to Anthropic. I mean, Claude 4.
Right. Okay. To be safe, for me, I will just buy credits because I know that the AI
That's
model
the
that
whole
they're
idea.
using
That's why I
is
said. So if you look at products, so for example, Lovable does not ask you to choose model, whereas Cursor lets you choose because Cursor is designed for developers and Lovable is designed for non-techies. So you have to pick your audience and accordingly take decisions.
right. Okay, so Titus came back on what platform? So embedding the app inside the course client portal inside high level CRM.
I'll have to see because especially once you have authentication, I think we will not allow iframe. Normally embedding is via iframe and that has security issues. So even in Google security review, if we are allowing iframe, uh, it's not going to pass. So I don't think that will be allowed. I'll have to check, but probably.
Okay, so Kevin said there are a lot of great questions. Thank
Correct.
you. Apper, hashtag, and Dev is also there. Hello, Dev. Okay, and great point about integration with Silverbase and its limitations. So, yeah, having your own database, built-in database is really good. Okay, if you
By the way,
want
on
to,
the same point, I want to repeat. Apper will later have a visual workflow builder also, which will not replace Integrately, but it's meant for Apper users and it will have all the actions of Integrately available. So, for example, if something happens like you receive a payment or something happens and you want to send a Slack notification, you can just do it from within Apper.
got it. If we want to use third-party apps, can we use API to connect to Apper? This is
Yes, so
the
we will be providing API. It's not there, but it will come in this quarter. And not just you, if you have, let's say, a SaaS, your customers will also be able to have their own API keys.
Is it possible to use open source components in Apper? If yes,
Yes.
will the whole product be considered open sourced?
No, I don't think so because if you are using an Apache license library in your code, that doesn't mean your code becomes open source unless you use a library where license is prohibitive. Then you can have a bit of an issue.
Okay, and I have no idea about that. Okay, this is something that I don't even think of. All right. Okay, why would someone choose Apper over any other no code ASS builder in
Yeah.
2025?
So Apple itself started as a no-code app builder 2.5 years back, but then AI has evolved so much. We realized when we launched the first version of Apple that now if you're still using only no-code, you are highly restricted. Okay, the whole problem that no-code was trying to solve was help non-techies. Okay, but now AI gives you the power that a non-techie can still build the app, but much more powerful ones. So why restrict yourself to no code? Okay, and compared to other AI SaaS builders, they are only building the UI. We are giving you the complete platform with billing, database, security, everything. So it will make your life much easier.
And it's also much easier to use than other platforms. Yeah, I feel okay when I used Apper. I feel that it could actually understand what I'm trying to say, and I'm just saying it in plain English. Okay, so I could even say, hey, I want to create this software that does this, and I want the colors to be like this, and it will give that to you. And I'm excited for the upper planner. When is that coming out again? The upper planner?
Apple Planner will come early next week.
Yes. Okay. I'm waiting for that. Okay. What does your support for LTD customers look like? Question from
Okay,
there.
that's the so doesn't distinguish between LTD customer, free user, trial user, or paid customer. We give proper value to each and every customer. And if you want, you can go and check the G2 reviews about Integrately. You'll see all the praises about our customer support.
Okay. Now, question from Asif: How can Upper keep context of the whole code in memory since LLMs are still short memory and SAS code will keep increasing or
Uh,
it becomes
we
longer?
don't we don't do that. That's why I said, because of this, they use a lot of tokens, and we have built a smart pipeline so that we can smartly pick the right pieces from the code based on your request, and only that gets passed to the costly model. So we don't remember, we smartly pick the right pieces.
Okay. So we finished all the questions. So thank you so much, Abhishek, and thanks everyone for asking questions. And now we know a lot more about Apper. And should we show them the roadmap?
Yeah, sure.
Right. And by the way, while we are taking out the roadmap, I put a link on where you can get Apper. It's just on top there, ntl.inc/Apper. And let's see. Okay, so now the roadmap is here. And here's the roadmap. And by the way, I love this roadmap because it's very visual. It's not just a list of features, but they group everything together and it tells you even why this is important. Okay, why it matters.
Okay, so let's go piece by piece. First is the core application, irrespective of whether you are building for yourself or to make money from it. This is the core part. So we have AI powered app creation. We'll soon have ready templates so that you can pick existing templates and either just use them or clone and modify. Okay, then we'll have visual editing. Currently, you can't upload attachments to when chatting, so that will be supported. Okay, this is the important part wherein we take care of all the common data related things that you usually need, your backend, your security, uh, hosting of data, all that will be there. Okay, then we take care of authentication. Most of this is already live. Okay, then you have APIs, whatever I told you. Okay, again, for yourself, for your customers. We'll also have MCP server support, so you can connect your Apper to your chat GPT or Claude and ask questions to it, and it will answer. Okay, uh, files will be coming this month, and people had the concern that if I have lots of files, I don't want to pay you for the files, so you can bring your own storage. That will be supported. We already answered about this, and this is already live. So this was about the core product. Now this is an interesting thing that we will be having, which no one has in this space. You ask question and it gives you the answers. Natural language reporting, and then you can build your own dashboards, and you can give this to your customers also in future. Okay, and then you can make your own dashboards, share with your team, all those kinds of things. I hope it's all visible, right?
Yes, it's all visible.
Yeah. So this was about the core product, and now then we start with the revenue generation part. In this we have mentioned about all the subscription related thing. So you'll have monthly, yearly plans, you'll have trial management, you'll have add-ons and charges, usage-based billing, being able to control which plan gets which features or what are the limits. Everything will be just done visually, so you don't have to do any plumbing. Okay. After we made this roadmap, we decided to expand and not just support subscription management, but even other kind of billings, for example, one-time payment, marketplaces, and so on. Those also we will be supporting. And then you have your like you had mentioned about the AI agent, so you can have AI credit wallets. You can set how much file each customer can, how much file storage each customer can use. All those things you can set. So if you want to build SaaS, like you don't have any such tool which lets you do all this. Even tech companies keep repeating these kinds of things. So we are bringing it at one place, so it does not have to be done again and again and again. By the way, behind the scene, we will also be using the same system that we are building it for you. Okay, and then we had questions related to multi-tenancy. So we already have, so if you have a SaaS which has 10 customers, each one will only see their own data. That's already live. We have, you'll be able to enforce the rate limits per customer and easily control. So, for example, if you have, let's say, a CRM and you want different profiles in that and different permissions for each one, all that can be done visually in Apple. The API related questions that people had, custom permissions, all that. Okay, and this will give you an idea of how Apple is different from all the other apps which are basically dependent on Supabase. Because actually, Supabase is just a wrapper on top of Postgres and just providing you an API for that. Apple is much more an application layer designed for the common needs that people have, and we are trying to provide it out of the box. That's the key difference. Supabase is like a database, Apple is like an application. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so please visit the roadmap. I also posted the roadmap in the description of this video and also in our group. Now, there is a feedback from Asif that this product, Apper, will be best utilized by developers. Those who understand development will truly understand the power of Apper. Um, I even me as a non-techie, by the way, as if I understand the power of Apper because I have been exposed to development teams and I know that they talk about all these. And at that time I thought, hey, there's really no way I can create my own product because it takes this much number of people to do it and they need to have this kind of technical knowledge. But now Apper can handle all that. So even non-techies understand the power of it. So just to let you know. Okay, next is Dev is asking, build your own dashboard. Do you mean analytics dashboard?
Any kind of reports that you want to build on your own data. So if you have built a CRM, you can have sales related, sales people related, all those kinds of things. If you have something like Upworthy, which is to gather feedbacks and those kinds of things, there also. Any kind of data, and you can build reports on that and add multiple reports to a dashboard.
Right. Okay. And Phil said, Apple will help anyone to step up their game. That is so true. So thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for all the questions. And now, let me see. So I'm sure let me check. Okay, so we did not miss anyone. And Phil said, thank you so much for the webinar, Abhishek.
Thank you
And
for attending
uh,
this.
so, okay, so now we're gonna do the our live stream giveaway, and we have one giveaway tonight, which is a founder lifetime plan. And how do you call these? Now, Abhishek has to decide what was the best question asked today.
It's really tough for me because the questions were actually much smarter and covering almost every area.
Right.
This is a total FAQ.
So thank you so much to our audience, and I really, really appreciate you guys for asking all these questions. I don't have to ask questions anymore. The audience would ask.
Um, Let me think. Maybe the one who first asked how Apple is different from the other products. and how it will sustain in the market when you have so many big players. Maybe that one. What do you think?
Oh, I don't say anything. I have no comment on that.
Because rest all were pretty good technical questions, but then how do I pick one technical question compared to the other?
Okay, so they're all saying, "Oh, thank you so much, Deb, and great information. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the great session, Rana. And from Brave, thanks, Elma and Abhishek. So, Hasib, thanks for the webinar. Amazing. So now I will look for the winner.
Or
Please
maybe
hold
we can
on.
award the one who wanted to build Apple using Apple because he's thinking in depth.
You cannot change your I think that one is Phil. Okay, the one
I
who
think
asked.
let's give to him. You never know because I sometimes say that I think certain thing can't be done, but maybe some of our customers can be smarter than us and they can show us that okay, this can also be done. So let's give him a chance to build something like Apple
Upper
using.
with okay, let's build upper with upper. Now I will look for that. I believe that is Phil who asked the question. Let me. No, that is not that one. Sorry about that. We will find it. We will find it. And it. No, that's not the one. Sorry about this. It's taking me so long because we have shown 104 questions. Okay. Now I feel like an AI going through everything. Okay.
Okay, I think Vishnu replied to someone. Okay, I think it is.
Who is it? Yeah, I need help. Who asked the question? Okay, it's Phil. Can we use Apple to make an app that gives code to make other apps and providing code to make other apps even though the customer doesn't want it
Yes,
themselves? This is the question. I
correct.
found it. Okay. So yes, this is what we do here. It's fun to look for who asked the question and congratulations, Phil. Are you there? Yay! Phil is the winner. Yeah, sorry, Asif, you asked the first because you said earlier how can you be sustain how can you sustain Apple? That was the first one, but then you changed it to the other
Yeah.
one, which is fulfill. Sorry, Asif. Okay, but because I couldn't find it earlier, Deb is saying I should just give it to him. Do you agree, Abhishek?
No, very
Deb
sorry,
is
we
saying
don't.
Deb is saying I should just give it to him now. So congratulations, Phil. Yeah, well, thank you. You're welcome.
Really, thanks
And
a lot, everyone, for taking so much time and really trying to understand Apple. It means a lot to us. We are for Apple. We are an early stage company, so we are very passionate about the product. And let's hope some of you create some really interesting apps, and we get some more founders from here.
okay, yes. And remember what Abhishek said in the beginning to be a great founder, his one tip. Do you still remember the tip that you gave them in the beginning?
Yeah. So basically, find a problem worth solving.
Right. And be passionate about it. Okay? Find a problem worth solving and be passionate about it. Okay, and that was an awesome session. Thank you. And you can suggest it maybe to your customer. Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. And good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time here in Non-Tech Techie.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Elma, to you too also.
Okay, thanks, Abhishek.